Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA's finally letting us level up in FC 26. After weeks of feeling like SP was literally nowhere to be found, it is now everywhere with all these new objectives that we've gotten. I've leveled up from level 20 to level 30, literally in the last 45 minutes before recording this video. We're going to talk about that today because now we all have the chance to progress through the season pass and get some of those really good players and some of the decent packs at the end, depending on what you want to choose. Now, this is a rather abysmal season pass, to be completely honest, but once we get towards the back, of course, the rewards do get a bit better. We're also going to talk about the Gauntlet that returns today on Monday, Ultimate Gauntlet 2. It's kind of the same thing as the first time around, but there's going to be some new rewards for that may include some new decent evolutions, which are leaked, and we'll talk more about the market, guys, because I'm still invested, but the market seems to be in a weird spot still. Prices went up yesterday. They've kind of come down into the early Monday morning hours. Are we going to have that nice rise in the market this week? I still believe so, but let's talk about it. If you guys are excited for the video today, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, hype the video, and subscribe if you're new. We just cover all the things all at once. Let's get into it, guys, by looking over yesterday's Sunday content first with the SBCs, where we had the hero player pick. And right away, it was actually really funny. This hero player pick, the base hero match day pick, was showing the wrong heroes in the little image here. It was still showing the 3 heroes from last week, but that has been fixed and the player pick's not glitched or anything like that. It's Guti, Bomb, Pastor, and Pop In. It's 5 squads. They're all lower rated. You need 185 squad on a team of the week, 284 squads, and then 283s, one of them with a team of the week. So coming in at 99,000 coins, if you really want Guti or really want Bomb Pastor or Pop In, then sure, I would go ahead and do this. I think Guti is by far and away the most completed card or chosen card from this player pick, and he's the main reason I think a lot of people are doing this player pick. Personally, for me, I think it's a skip still. I mean, obviously, I'm motivated by the player of the months that are out right now with Pulisic and Kane. That's where my fodder is going to be going and collecting some of the higher rateds to be able to do that. Again, this is, only requiring 85 rateds and below, though. So if that interests you, you can go ahead and get it done. I'm probably going to use my lower tier fodder still on the Semenyo player pick that was dropped on Saturday, and maybe some of the other SBCs that are incoming. But at least it's not terrible. It's not amazing for that hero player pick from yesterday. Now, let's go to evolutions. That was the big part of content yesterday, to be 100% honest. The new center attacking mid, or CDM Evo midfield spark was released, and it's very similar, as we expected and as it was leaked, to the center back Evo from Friday. This one gives Tiki Taka and long ball based playstyles up to 5 playstyles, and it gives some decent stat boost in pace, passing, dribbling, and maybe even a little bit of defense as well. It's a nice Evo. It really is. Now, like Pogba, he's definitely the most popular player to be put in this evolution. It gets him above 70 pace. It boosts up that passing and dribbling a little bit, and there are a couple of chains to get some stats a little bit higher on this Pogba card if you would like to get Pogba Evo. Now, I'd say, to be completely honest, the stamina is still a bit of an issue here. He's got 56 stamina, but it's more about Pogba and less about that, right? So you could either do this and you could start Pogba into this evolution and get yourself working towards a Pogba for the future, but I don't look at that card and see an 84 rated item in terms of stats, at least in my opinion. Andre Santos here, he looks okay. There are some gems though. There are. Like if you get an Estevao in your club, if you get a Joao Felix gold, this Ruben Loftus cheat gold card, that looks more like an 84 rated. He's got 284 stats. He's got an 82 stat. He's almost Hullet Gang. Ahmad looks pretty good there through that Evo as well. Also down here, I saw one player. Oh, Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie looks pretty sick in this evolution too. There's an informed Thomas Asante from, is that Coventry in the championship? I mean, 88 pace with all stats except for defense above 82. That's a pretty crazy card there for his informed Smith Rowe. Like there are some good cards that this evolution creates, and it does give some pretty good upgrades. So I'm a fan of this one, just like I was the center back Evo, because it creates fun cards that are usable, especially for the gauntlet type of teams that we're building today. Maybe not your main squad, but I'll spend 10K for a fun Evo that fits into whatever sort of evolution plan or, progress you're working towards right now, whether it's a squad or just a couple of players linking together. Like, I think that is a very solid Evo. But I also want to remember, from a selling in the hype perspective, guys, that selling in the hype is always the way to go. Pogba was, of course, rising with the leaks of this evolution coming out. And when you have a 79 rated gold card rising this much for Evos, you gotta always sell in the hype. Right before content yesterday, Pogba was all the way up at 6,000 coins. Again, he was 1,000 coins on Saturday before this Evo was leaked heading into Sunday. And it was released and he absolutely tanked. Now, his price is maintaining a higher value than it was. Again, he was 1K, he was 1.5K. Now he's 3.5 because people are seeing this as at least a interesting Pogba Evo to complete. But still, you could have sold for 6,000 coins if you had that card in the hype. We were saying on stream as this Evo was about to drop, sell in the hype, get it out, and just take the easy money there. So that's just something to remember with the evolutions. Now, the last part of content from yesterday was more objective content. Really, it's the player objective here. It's Matisse Sule from Roma. It's very easy to get done. I've just done all of these objectives, guys, for Leandro Paredes, for Matisse Sule, and even some of the Red Bull objectives in the seasonal tab in literally like 45 minutes. It was like 4 or 5 games of squad battles is all that I had to do to get this done. And that is, again, the continuation of all of this SP. 3,000 SP for Sule, 3,000 SP that we had on Friday for Leandro Paredes. Of course, in the, is it live events tab here? No, the seasonal tab where we have the Red Bull Aerial Challenge, which you can do in squad battles as well as you're doing those player objectives. You get 1,500 SP, you get 1,500 SP for scoring goals. Like, there is so much SP that EA has all of a sudden just started dropping on this game. Like, the fact that there's 3,000 SP group reward chunks for each of these player objectives, it's kind of like EA was like, all right, we'll actually let you guys, progress through the season pass now. After weeks, the first couple of weeks of this game, we felt like we were falling behind because how much longer is there in the season pass? There is, where's the timer on this? 17 days. It's behind the face cam. That's a decent amount of time left, but also it felt like we weren't going anywhere for a super duper long time. Now, I've literally just gone, as you can see here, from level 20 all the way to level 30. I have not claimed the rewards yet inside of this. But one interesting thing that I noticed with this, and I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to pull up a screenshot that I actually just took because it didn't show when I just logged into the season pass here. But when I just loaded in to see the season pass, and we'll look at how to get this SP in a second, I saw this message. This is a screenshot that I literally just took. Maximum daily SP limit reached. I had 30,000 SP in the top right-hand corner. I went and finished another objective, the Sule objective actually, to get the extra 3,000 SP there. And then I went to the season pass and that's what it told me. Maximum daily SP limit reached. So am I not getting the 3,000 SP for this? Or when I get past that daily limit, will it still give me that? I never knew there was a maximum number of SP that you could do in one day. Now, granted, I started today, even when I'm earlier in the day, at like 18,000 SP, and now I'm up to 30. I should be at 33, I guess, but that's something that I have never seen before. I didn't know that was a thing. They're limiting SP now, limiting all the other things in this game, but SP is a part of that as well. I think that's crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen that message ever before or if you know how you get that. But if you're trying to catch up on SP like I am, and the reason I was doing all these objectives, of course, it's the Red Bull, the Paredes, and the Sule objectives together can give you 9,500 SP. It's in 8 squad battles games. It didn't even take that many for me, guys. If you play in professional, I think you can get it done in 5 squad battles games. Just put some Argentine Serie A players in your club and also check your club. This is a good reminder for that because if I go away from my silver team right now and show you the objective squad that I was using, I actually had to buy this striker Simeone for like 1,500 coins. Yeah, 1,500 coins I bought this card for because Argentines in the Serie A are up in value, and I should actually like list him up right now because this will get me my coins back from this whole situation. I'll probably just list them up like 1,300 right there, bang. So there's my coins back. That's the only card that I bought for this. But going back to this tweet here from Unique Riggers, you've got the 9,500 SP from those 3 challenges that EA have really just completely changed the whole season pass progression with this last weekend. You've got the weekly objectives for Ultimate Team. You've got the Ultimate Team Seasonal, which was released last week. It's 5,000 SP for just playing 30 games. You can boost that, by the way. It does not have to be in squad battles or rivals. Weekly play, and then, of course, the manager. So, like, for me, right now, being at level 30, what I probably should do next to finish off the season ASAP is get into some of the manager modes and get into some of the player career modes, which is not that hard to do. Once you do it once, you get the hang of it and you get moving through it. Like, wow, the major competition, promote 3, top transfers. That's a lot of SP right there. Play 3, play 5. I think EA actually increased these because they knew that these were not refreshing as they should have been for the first couple of weeks. And that's part of the reason why I think a lot of us felt behind. So now these are boosted up in terms of the amount of SP that's there. And you can get yourself a good chunk of SP real quick on this game. So go ahead and bookmark this tweet from Unique Riggers if you want to go check that out, or just realize that if you're kind of behind in the season pass, a few squad battles games and a little bit of player career and manager career is going to get you to almost the end of this season pass. And it's actually kind of a big deal to get to the end of the season pass because you've got some good players back here. You've got level 40, of course. You've got the Tomori. At level 35, you've got Colby Mainu, which is a great card. You've got Gallagher too in the free pass. And then even going back to level 30, we've got the Kwanzaa card and the Ajiman, Michelle Ajiman, who I'm going to be claiming here for sure. Like, there are some solid items in here. Now, one question I do want to kind of cover at the end here for level 40 is, should you take the player or should you take the pack? Oh, I forgot about Morgan Rogers as well. Sick dynamic image, great card, first touch plus. Who do you take here? Do you take the pack or do you take the player? Personally, I'm taking the player because I know Tomori, stat-wise looks really good, but it's the links. For me, I'm going to be doing the Pulisic Player of the Month, and maybe if you wanted to do like the Loftus-Cheek Evo that just dropped yesterday as well, this is going to be a great card to put in a second or a third team. It's got a playstyle plus. Maybe it doesn't make your main squad if you've got a Saliba or if you've got somebody crazy at center back already, but these cards in the season pass, I think are worth it to hold on to. This card is worth more than what a tradable 84 times 3 would get you 9 times out of 10, in my opinion. That's the other pack that's at level 40. So, of course, as we're progressing up and all this SP is out, that's a very, very common question with that going on right there. Actually, that was one of the reasons why I went out on the market before Squad Battle Rewards, and I ended up picking up about 10 Mike Magnans for 12,000 coins because I was like, people are going to be getting this card and people are evoing Loftus-Cheek. I mean, he's only 14,000 coins right now, but that's just an investment that I made because French links and the Milan links, a lot of people getting that free card from objectives at level 40 in the next couple of days. I figured that card might be going up. So if he's still low, that could be an investment that you make as well. But let's talk about the market, all right? Because yesterday we were very gung-ho about prices going up. And there were some prices that did go up, but also there was a bit of panic selling before rewards. Oh my gosh, I'm opening a random pack. We're getting a walkout from this. It's a Onabatie. I'll take that. That is good fodder. I was literally just opening one of the objective packs from what I had just completed in objectives to get that out of the way there so I didn't have that little circle dot above my store. Just trying to clear off that notification while talking about the market. That's a nice pull. That's going in the Harry Kane SBC. So this is what's going on with the market. Prices dipped before content yesterday, created a really good buy window. Yesterday, of course, in the video, we were saying it's going to be time to buy. Today on Sunday is the time. There were windows during Squad Battle Rewards. There were windows around content. And now there's windows right now as well heading into Monday. But this is what happened, right? The market was low again right before the content came out. I think people were scared of some sort of content releasing. I don't know. But then it bounced back up real nice. And a lot of people went back out and started buying cards, especially some of the cards from the promo team. We watched Oscar Bob go once again from 60K all the way up to 68,000 coins. I had held on to the Oscar Bobs that I had purchased earlier, right? Right here, he was 68K, went down to 60, back up to 68, and he was just back down at 61,000 coins again. So I do like that the market is bouncing in these different times because people are buying cards. But what is worrying me a little bit about this is that the market does keep dropping as well. Now, it could be due to, of course, the weekend league is still going on. This is a little bit different than last week on Sunday. We didn't have as big of a drop before the content, and we didn't have a drop kind of like we did yesterday after the content. But this is how most of the graphs looked. Low with rewards, up a little bit, down even lower, up again, down. Like, we're just on a roller coaster right now, which if a card that you find is fluctuating enough to be making profit in and out of those fluctuations, keep trading with that card. But I have to imagine heading into the week today that those fluctuations are going to slow down a little bit and we will start to see the rise that we're hoping to see. Like, I didn't panic sell any of the cards that I invested in. I know some of you guys are probably looking at the market right now and you're like, man, Nate, some of the cards that I bought, they're maybe even down a little bit. I'm still holding on to these because I feel like today, tomorrow, Wednesday, even Thursday after Rivals Rewards, I still believe that we can see a bit of a boost to the markets. That's why I'm just holding on to these cards and we'll see what happens today. Again, it does worry me a little bit that we had some more, like we have rises as people were going and buying cards, maybe a little bit of investor driven rises to the market. but then they would come back down in price too. So we're going to chalk that up to the supply right now, and we'll see. It could also be a part to the season pass. We're able to get these cards, and maybe there's a little bit less market demand for those players off the market as well, and people are trying to run a little bit more untradeable. There's a couple of rumors that we'll talk about here in a second as well that could be impacting the market in terms of like leaked upcoming content, but I still do believe that without the weekend league supply being as heavy today on Monday, even though that competition is still going on, I do believe you're going to see prices start to just trickle up. That's the wording that we'll use today, tomorrow, Wednesday. So I'm going to hold on to some of the cards. I'm going to sell probably a few of the cards today too, just so I can get some coins and get out and get some trades moving. But if you bought players for your teams, I think you feel pretty confident with where you bought, to be completely honest. And also, if you're trying to get in on fodder, I think fodder is still a okay investment, but I don't think fodder is going to go crazy this week. And that's where I want to start talking about the rumors a little bit. One of the things is, of course, this week, we're watching very closely because for the last 2 weeks now, we've had a base hero upgrade pack that has been here in the game, right? Max 86 rated. It was released again this last week. Question is there going to be an icon pack to replace this? And we thought that there maybe would be, because one of the Evos we got was the icon embellishment, cosmetic evolution. And how many of us have icons right now that we can actually use this sort of Evo on? Very few of us. We thought, oh yeah, EA's probably going to give us one of these. Well, the leak, or the rumor, it's not officially leaked yet, but the rumor is that the icon pack is not coming out this week. And since that's not coming out, that might not be a good thing technically for SBC fodder. So that's one thing to kind of, I guess, be aware of. But there are other SBCs that are kind of starting. There's some rumblings, I guess. There's no official leak tweets yet, but I can't not mention this, guys, because you're starting to see some prices move already on the market because of this. There was a leak that a flashback or end of an era type SBC could be incoming. And if you think back to last year in FC 25, I'll even pull up the card for you because this was a monumental SBC. We had two very big end of an era SBCs early and into mid-October on FC 25. We had Rafael Varane, who was released on the 5th of October last year. And that card, when he was released, I even said to you guys, yo, this is going to be in my team for the entire rest of the year until team of the year. And it was. What a crazy card that was. Evoed him to, crazy levels as well later on. And then Alex Morgan was released a week after that Varane on the 11th of October. And her card was insane too. Honestly, when you look at a card like this and you look at where we're at right now with SBC players, it does make you realize, okay, we are a little bit behind in the power curve compared to 25, even as early as right now, because 90 shooting and 89 dribble. This SBC was insane. It was a little expensive and hard to link, but like that was an absolutely insane card. So I say all that to really mention that watch out for end of theirs and watch out for leaks or a flashback, right? And right now, the two names that come to mind in terms of end of an eras would be Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba, because they both jointly just announced that this MLS season that is coming to a close would be their last. And this would be a great opportunity for EA to release one, if not both, of these cards. What would really be perfect is like a SBC that would give you both of them individually, like in the option. Like that would be super sick. Not a player pick. We would like both. You need to use them both together, especially for the links to the MLS. Now, this is again not a leak. It's just some like rumors about a flashback or an end of an era that people started talking about in the stream yesterday. I've heard some Discords and some Twitter conversations that are happening about it. And if you take a look at the market, there might be some validity to these MLS cards coming out, because a guy like Landon Donovan yesterday, kind of after content, went up like a lot of other cards did, but he's kind of staying up. And right now he's on a bit of a rarity spike, I think. I don't think that's his actual, price. But like DeMarcus Beasley, he's not up. Is Messi up, right? Messi would be the card that you would think to buy because of this. And I bought Messi for just doing that objective because I hadn't used him yet this year. And he is up a little bit, like not a lot. But like he started the day at 7.6K and he's kind of been just chilling at 8 to 8.2. Also, Messi has team of the week potential for his performance for it was either Argentina or it was for Inter Miami. I forget what game it was. But he's got a potential team of the week performance, so that could be why he's being invested in as well. But guys, it's not official yet. Right now, it's just rumors. Wait for actual tweets from our normal leakers on Twitter before we really believe any of those things. But just be aware, like that's a leak that's out there. Not that that would super impact the market, but it would absolutely impact MLS links, and players like the Landon Donovan and the MLS heroes would absolutely move, and even some Spanish cards, honestly, with Busquets and Jordi Alba, would potentially move on the market as well, with some links to those players being very popular, as those are, of course, very, very well known players in the world of football. So that's just one thing to watch out for. Now, let's talk about content today on Monday, because the interesting things continue. Of course, today, before we even talk about much of the content, we have to realize that it is a Canadian holiday, and historically in years past, on these days, there's not a ton of content or even a lot of communication from EA. Of course, EA is a worldwide company, but they're based in Vancouver, and I think that's where most of the FC stuff is based anyways. So there may not be that much content today. Now, some stuff we know is happening. Ultimate Gauntlet round number 2. This is, again, 3 rounds. So you're going to need 3 different squads, different bench, and starting 11. After you play with the first squad, the second one is going to be, of course, or the first one's going to be unable to use, the second one, the third one. And remember that there was a glitch 2 weeks ago when this was happening the first time around. If you dashboarded, your progress was going to be reset. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this straight away is because I'm curious to know if it is patched. Again, like if you got to the 3rd round, because of course the idea was for Kudus, who was the reward last time, you had to win 3 in a row from that gauntlet to get the Kudus card. And if you got to the 3rd game, you had won the first 2, you could dashboard and get your chance back, because there's a limited number of tries per day. It was 2 tries per day, I believe. And then you could do it every day of the week. Then that was kind of like a whole glitched situation. So just watch out for that today. I don't think the market's going to move a whole lot because of this. I mean, honestly, guys, last time all we saw was a little bit of, cards like goalkeepers moving, like that lower tier goalkeeper prices. Maybe there's a bit of cards that still move today. I still think you could see some. I know we mentioned in yesterday's video a card like a Shuameni. Like, this is a card that could maybe move up a little bit for this, but probably not anything super crazy. As the market just rises today, naturally, that's what we hope to see, some movements on those cards. Now, the rewards are also in question. Now, like we had Kudus last week, we're probably going to have a player reward overall for winning a certain number of games or getting 3 in a row. But also we have this Tiki Taka Plus and DLP Plus Plus max 83 evolutions that are set to come. Foot Police mentioned that these 2 evolutions should be today on Monday, but it would just make sense. If they're separate in evolutions, that's fine. But it also would make sense if they were part of, or at least one of these would be a part of the Gauntlet rewards. I think there was an Evo reward last time for the Gauntlet as well. Maybe that was the Cornerstone. Yeah, I think that was the Cornerstone cosmetic that I still have not used, that you were able to get from the first Gauntlet. So that's just something to watch out for. These actually, Tiki Taka Plus, like that would cook, of course. Being able to put that on a max 83 rated card, for a center attacking mid, for a center mid, that's a very, very good evolution for that one. And then DLP++ for an 83 rated max CDM. That's decent stuff as well. He says the evolutions don't increase the rating, so you may be able to chain some players, which is a great thing always to do there with those sorts of evolutions. That's just one thing. That's the biggest thing to probably watch out for today on this game. A couple of other pieces of news. Tovan has been leaked. Not even leaked. It's official. Tovan is the Liga Player of the Month. So it's not Vitinha. And we'll be looking for a Tovan SBC happening later on this week. Now, to be completely honest, this card is going to be interesting because I think his promo card in packs is going to end up having better stats than that card will. I think this card got a bigger boost than his Player of the Month will. So this card is one of the cards that I would say if you can get him anytime near 12K. He was 12K just a few hours ago. 12,000 coins on bid for this is a club freaking stock. 85 rated with no playstyle pluses. When he fits an evolution in like a month, he's going to go crazy. And he's just a very cheap card. 4-star skills, left-footed cam and striker with good playstyles and great stats. That's a great card to have in your club at a low price. So that's just one thing I'd mention there. But he did win Player of the Month, and he will be getting an SBC. It could be 86 rated. It also could be like 83 or 84 rated to be super duper cheap. And then, of course, we still have the leaked list of players. I would imagine that like a Juf or the Agurd and Idris that's not Idris Ganagay, but whoever this is, Gay, is going to be a player pick that comes out decently soon. And we still have Mateta as well and Bethune. So it's Mateta, Bethune, the player pick between these two, and Juf that we're still waiting on in terms of either some objective rewards or SBCs. So that's kind of the video for today, guys. I'm sitting on my investments right now. We're still lazy listing though. Make sure you are lazy listing your cards. I just sold Rodman right there for 27,750 coins. Is that how much she is on the market right now? She's 26K. Lazy list your cards. Always have them listed, and you could potentially get some crazy sales. Like I'm listing my Ekitike's 100K more than what he actually sells for right now. And we'll see how the market moves today. I may end up taking some coins in this stuff just because I want to actively trade and try to grind the market on a slower day like today. But I'm hoping that we will see some of these cards and some of the other parts of the market just slowly go up in value today, tomorrow, Wednesday. And it should be a pretty safe time to hold on to players unless the leaks go crazy. That's the one caveat we had to say, unless the leaks go crazy. Also, I'm going to claim all of these packs from objectives. We'll open them today in stream. And I'm also going to finish up my weekend league. It's not been a great weekend. I have not had a lot of success. Weekend league so far this year, it's been pretty poor, to be completely honest. However, we are going to be finishing that up today, opening those rewards, and it should be a good one. So I'll see you guys today in the stream on Monday. If you know where to find us, we'll be here live on YouTube. We'll be, of course, live on Twitch as well. That link is down below in the description. Have a great Monday, guys, and I will see you in the streams. It's been TheFutAccountant. Have a great day. Peace out.